All right, so 1 just said evaluate each expression, right, Dieterle? So for A, we had 12, negative 12 times 1/3. What kind of number are we going to get? Matt? Negative 4. We get a negative. We have a negative times a positive. We'll get a negative number. And then we multiply it out. We get 4. So B this time, same numbers. We just have 2 negative signs. So what kind of number are we going to get? Positive. So our answer is just 4 on that one. Here we have a positive and a negative again. So we know we're going to get a negative number. What did we get, Jada? 15 is what I got there too. And then same thing on D.
15.
There you go. Same numbers, right? We just change up our signs. So we see 2 negatives. You know we're going to get a positive this time. So our answer is 15 on that one. 2 again, we're just evaluating each expression. 1 times 2 times 3 should be pretty easy. What's our answer for all of these number-wise? 6. Now we just got to watch our signs. So here we have a negative times a positive. Gives us what kind of number?
Negative.
And then times a positive? Negative. So this one's negative 6. Here we have a negative times a negative. Positive times a positive. Positive. So we just get 6. Here we have a negative times a negative. Positive. And then times a negative gives us a negative 6. So negative 6, 6, and negative 6 again should be your answers on those ones. 3 told us to order each set of numbers from least to greatest. Who can give me A?
I think I can.
Jackson, you got it?
Negative 6, negative 2, 0, 4, 8.
0, 4, 8 looks good there. Is that what we all got on that one? All right, B was a little bit trickier. What is our smallest number here? What's the least number here, Lauren? Negative 5 and 1/2. I would agree with that. How about the next smallest number, Matt?
Negative 5.2.
Negative 5.2. Next smallest, Cruz?
Negative 5.
Negative 5. And then after that, Molly?
Negative 0.4.
Where'd you get 0.4?
Or, well, negative 5.2.
Negative 5 over 2. Remember, if we simplify 5 over 2 into a number or mixed number, it's going to be 2.5. So that's right where that one should be. Some of us had it in here somewhere, but this is right where this should be. Then I believe our last one is just 5.5 here. All right, we all okay with that? All right, next page. We're going to have a lot of different answers on these ones. It says, write another sum of 2 numbers that equals 0. So Trey, what'd you get for A?
35 minus 35.
35 plus negative 35, right? Because we're writing a sum. And that would definitely equal 0. Dieterle, you got another one?
Negative 50 plus 60.
That would work. Right? You just had to have a set of opposite numbers on A there, right? So one number that's positive and then the same number negative. B says write a sum of 3 numbers that equals 0. Abby, can you give us 3 numbers that equal 0?
Oh, yeah. 50 plus negative 50 plus 0.
Did you say 50 or 15?
50.
50 plus negative 50 plus 0 would definitely equal 0 there. Got a set of opposite numbers and we just add 0 to it. So we stay at 0. Matt, you want to take C?
27 plus negative 25 plus negative 4 plus 2 is 0.
4 plus 2.
Yes.
That look good? All right. So these add up to 29. 27 plus 2 is 29. Negative 25 plus negative 4 is negative 29. That would definitely equal 0. Trey, you got another one?
I did 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus negative 12.
All right. Well, it said, I guess that is none of which are opposites, so that would work.
I did
Because 4 is the same.
I did.
Those are opposites, right? So if we had 1,000 minus 1,000, those would be opposites. So it wanted you to use numbers that were not opposites. So I guess Trey kind of cheated the system because he used the same number 3 times. But they weren't opposites, so it worked out.
I did.
Right? You got the same thing?
I put negative 30 plus negative 30 plus negative 30 plus 9.
That would work. All right. So we got a lot of different answers there. Just make sure they add up to 0 and you didn't use opposites. And any of those are good, okay? Trey?
0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0.
Technically you could, but what's the fun in that? All right. All right.
No. That's the line of it, that's right.
All right. Moving on. Dieterle, you want to read 5?
Yeah. A submarine is searching for underwater features. It is
Accompanied.
accompanied by a small aircraft and an underwater robotic vehicle. At one time, the aircraft is 200 meters above the surface. The submariner is 550 meters below the surface. And the underwater robotic vehicle is 227 meters below the surface.
All right. So A was saying, what is the difference in height between the submarine and the aircraft? Jackson, you got that one?
255 meters.
Okay. 255 meters would be the difference between them. And we could either say below, or you could do a negative there. But remember, we don't like negative distance that much, but the book does it that way, so that would be fine. B, it's the distance between the robotic vehicle and the submarine, Matt.
That would be 172 meters.
172 meters. Sure.
Would you need to put below or negative on both since it's distance?
You know, when we're talking distance, but this does say difference, so it's not a bad idea to label that. If it just said distance, just an answer would be fine. But difference is a little bit different, remember? Okay? All right, 6. We set up A together. We said we were going to take our rate times our time. So our rate was 12 miles an hour, and our time was 45 minutes. But remember, we have different labels here. We have hour and minutes. So we had to convert 45 minutes to hours, which would be 3/4 of an hour, or 0.75. So that's why we're multiplying by 0.75. So what did we get for A? Ryer?
For A,
For A on number 6.
I did it wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cameron, did you get A?
9.
9. 9 miles should be your answer on A. And then what about B? How did we set up B, Cruz?
Oh, I just have to answer.
Well, you had to get that answer somehow.
I guess.
All right. Dakota, do you know how we'd set up B? No? Parker?
I got, for B, I got -6 miles.
I think that is our answer. -6 miles is right. But we do the same thing to get it. We take our rate, which we said was 12, times our time again. Or sorry, our rate this time is -8. We take -8 times 0.75 because our minutes is the same. And that's how you get -6 miles there on the end. We all okay with that? Because our rate changed to -8, our time stayed the same. So we -8 times 0.75. Jackson, you want C?
Oh, so, 15 miles.
15 miles is right. We're just looking for the distance this time in between them. You have a question?
On B, what I did is just, take 2 times 3, or no, 8 divided by 2, which is 4.
We should have got -6 as an answer there. Okay. So maybe you got to it another way. But this is probably the most straightforward way to get to -6, is just to take our rate times our time there, okay? So then 7, we were just filling in the missing number. So we have -7 times our variable gives us a -14. So Jackson? 2 should be your answer for A. B, we have a variable times 3 gives us a -15. Abby?
Oh, and
-5 should be B. Carson, we have a variable times 4 gives us a +32. 8. And here we have -49 times 3. Cruz.
-147.
147 is what I got there too. All right. Any questions on those?